I'm currently pursuing a job that has not even been created yet with a company that I have never worked with in my life, all because God promised me that He has a job for me there. That's right, He showed me my assignment and He told me 2 years ago that He was going to bring me to this company. And over the past 2 years, I've just been praying and preparing for the time, which is now. This past weekend, I had an experience where the Lord revealed to me, this is the company that I've been talking to you about. This is what I want you to go after. And I was gonna do this behind closed doors and just kind of tell you guys afterwards. But here's what the Lord wanted me to do. He wanted me to share my journey of faith with you guys. And the crazy thing about it is that's not something that I typically wanted to do. I've always viewed faith as something that you see after everything has come to completion. But the beauty of this is God is able to share His story. He's able to share the way that He communicates with His children. So I'm gonna answer the question that I know is on the table. How did God promise me that He's gonna give me this job? Well, November of 2022, I went into deep mourning because I realized that I had walked in disobedience with God. Once I realized that, amongst other idols that I had in my life, which were all outlined in a video that I did on YouTube. So if you want to see more about that, it's about the wilderness season and all of the idols that God showed me and the refinement that He took me through. I definitely recommend you watch that. I'll have it linked in my bio. But anyways, back to the topic. I was praying in November 2022 as I was being refined, and I asked the Lord, what is your will for me? Where are you taking me? What do you have for me? I want to do what you want me to do and all of the things. The Lord did not respond to me for months, okay? I was praying that in November of 2022. I did not hear back from the Lord until March of 2023, which, I mean, hindsight, that's not that long, but when you're living it, that feels like forever. It feels like, are you even gonna answer me? Like, surely you got some type of way you can answer me. I was diving in the word, reading the word, praying, fasting, worshiping, serving, all the things, and yet I did not hear the Lord. I could not glean from any wisdom amongst my peers. I was not seeing any signs in the road. Like, there was nothing for me but just direction for when I get to where God is taking me to. So what I found is, as I was reading God's word, He was revealing to me what He wanted me to have as my disposition when He took me where He was taking me, even though I didn't know where that was going to be. He was also refining my heart and my mind, so that way nothing else was seated on the throne of my heart besides Him. Not money, not people, not things, not platforms. He was making it to where I was fully submitted and just taking off of the pride and all of the things that were holding me back. So finally, March 2023, I hear from the Lord in a dream. He gives me a dream, 2 dreams actually, 2 weeks apart, okay? And then He gives me, basically when I'm waking up in the morning, I hear the Lord say that I will be a global ambassador. And I was like, okay, cool. What does that mean, right? But when I interpreted the dreams, they were very plain, okay? They were straightforward. They were not symbolic. It was like, hey, this is what's going to happen here, and this is what's going to happen there. I'm going to take you here. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like that. Very straightforward, okay? And so I wrote these dreams down and I began to pray. Now, the reason why I can have so much confidence in the fact that God is going to give me a job is because He's done it before. Literally, I've been in this exact same spot before, and it all started with a nail file. I literally went to a store to get a nail file, and as I was purchasing my stuff, the sales associate starts asking me about hair products, and I start explaining, and she realizes that I have a very vast knowledge of natural hair, and she was like, you should apply for this thing that this company has going on. And I was like, okay. She was like, yeah, they're getting brand ambassadors, like they want influencers to be the face of their brand, like you should apply. And I was like, okay, cool. So as I'm walking out the store, literally I hear the Lord say, like, this is like loud as day, I'm going to give it to you. Like, He says, I'm going to give it to you. And so I stopped walking because I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck did I just hear? Like, what? Oh my goodness, what? And so then I begin to pray and I begin to say, Lord, Are you saying you're going to give me this job? Are you telling me to go after this? Are you telling me to pursue this? And the Lord said yes. As I read his word, as I prayed, as I sought him, he gave me strategy and instruction. I was meeting with the Lord and he was telling me, make this video, make that video, make this video. And I got the job. People had to vote for me. People had to write testimonials. And I was with this company for 2.5 years. I say that to say, God knows where he's taking you. God knows where he's taking me. And his plan and his purpose for our life was already written down before we were born. We hear that God has prepared works for us beforehand, and we don't take that serious. We don't think that it's real, but I am living proof that it is. I have experienced God literally saying, this is something that I wrote for you before you were born. I want you to walk towards it. And I think now that I'm going through this again with a different company, a different situation, a different assignment, I am able to say that God's ways are not different. He is the same God. What he requires is humility and submission, and then he will order your paths. The Bible literally says that the steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. If we humble ourselves and we ask him, Lord, where are you taking me? And we're patient to wait on his response, we will get the guidance that we need. So here I am. Literally, I was minding my own business, patiently waiting on this promise. And this past Saturday, the Lord said, it's go time. He showed me the company, and in faith, I purchased what I needed to purchase in order to walk in obedience with what he told me to do. Do I feel like I had the extra money to do that? No. I mean, the money was there, but I could have used it for other things. But faith without works is dead. And I have to be able to walk into this thing with the uncertainty, not knowing how it's going to come about, not knowing what's going to happen, but just walk in it, trusting and believing that God is going to meet me there. Why? Because he's done it before. And as long as I'm prayerful, as long as I'm submitted, as long as I am trying to walk obediently with what the Lord gives me, I'm doing the best I can with what I have, the Lord is going to handle the rest. A part of the promise that the Lord said to me is that when I get there, I'm going to know that he sent me. So much so that the opposition and the challenges that I face aren't going to be able to deter me from staying on assignment, because I will know that God brought me there. And so I pray that for you also, that as God leads you wherever you're going, that you will be so rooted in the fact that he is bringing you there, that he has brought you there, that he has created that space for you, that you will not be deterred by any voice, any distraction, any discouragement, anything. So yeah, this is the beginning of my journey, and I'm going to continue to share as God leads me to share. And eventually you will see the video that says, I signed a contract. It's done. It's done. This is the brand, blah, blah, blah. But until then, just know faith without works is dead. And this is your little gentle nudge to go and submit to God and allow him to lead you in your career, in your endeavors, in your relationships, in your whole life. All right. Love you, girl. Bye.